Welcome back to DK. I'm Devin, here with Dwayne behind the camera. And this is going to be part 3 of our stability saga with the 2023 Street Glide. As you saw last week, we had checked a few things out, but it really saw some misalignment in the rear swing arm of the bike. Rick at Defiant Cycle in Hayes, Kansas was nice enough to send the adjustable linkage or adjustable front motor mount over to us. We're hoping that's going to get the issue resolved, or at least get us back into alignment. We'll at least be able to test it. So we're just going to get right into that. So as you saw last week, we had taken the swing arm alignment measurements from shock bolt to shock bolt, and we were at least looked like 3/16 of an inch out. Again, that measurement doesn't matter. They just need to be the same. So we haven't even moved the bike, walked around it, but it's still sitting vertical. We'll double check that. But we know our alignment's out, and again we're going to get this front motor mount installed. To do that, it's 2 bolts that hold it on onto the front. We're going to get those removed, get the other one on. We're going to try to have the length of this one to be similar to the other one, for the initial out of the gate measurement. And then we'll just be able to change that adjustment with the jack screw by adjusting the middle of it. There is a left and a right hand thread to this. So we'll just get that adjusted. We're going to pull the engine back over, actually toward the right hand side of the bike. If you're sitting on the bike, the engine's going to actually be pulled over to the right, which should pull that swing arm back up into alignment with the actual frame. And if you didn't see that past video, we explained all of that and how that worked. So if you didn't, go ahead and check that out now and then come back to this one. When doing this, of course, there's just 2 bolts that hold it into the front. We're going to try to have the length of this one similar to the other one. So when we put it back together, we're starting with similar measurements. And it was close. It was 3/16 of an inch, so we don't want to start way off. And when those bolts are pulled out, the engine may fall over to the left, so you might need an extra pair of hands to help get that back in place and get your bolt started. So just if you're doing this at home, be prepared for that. And as I had said in the last video, I was trying to measure this with a tape measure at first, and it was just too hard to do. I was getting different measurements, doing it over and over. I was thinking maybe I had 1/8 of an inch. It showed to be more of 3/16. It doesn't matter how much; it just matters if it's the same or not. And that's why we had made this transfer measurement tool to go from one side to the other very easily and make sure that they're the same. When a 1/16 or an 1/8 of an inch matters and you're trying to measure bolt holes, you really need something to be able to do that. There are some different items out there on the market. Most of them were very expensive. We don't do this every day. I didn't want to spend that kind of money, even for the company, because we just don't do this every day. So that's why I come up with this little tool right here. Actually thinking about selling that. And maybe even putting these together. If that's something you'd like to see us sell, be sure to check that out. But we're going to get into installing this one now. I'm going to attempt to use my jack here to my advantage. I'm going to put some wood under the left-hand side of the engine for when I take these bolts out. So I've got a stack of wood that I've got under the primary over here. And I'm going to let the jack down just a little bit until I can try to just take the weight off of the front motor mount. And then if I can get it to where this wood is supporting most of the weight, then we shouldn't have as much trouble trying to align the bracket back up once we get the adjustable one to go back on. Now we're just going to loosen the 2 bolts that hold the solid motor mount in place. All right, I'll just let that sit there. So now that we got the old one off, I went on and adjusted it to where it's approximately the same as the other, just so we're starting close. It was a 3/16 off in alignment. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And when I was doing this, I did start with both of them screwed all the way in. And then I held them in place and used the jack shaft, that's the middle thing, and moved them out evenly. That way I have the same amount of adjustment on both sides, not using all my adjustment on one or the other. So now they're approximately the same size, and I'm gonna get it bolted back up to the engine. We will be using blue thread locker on this, of course. and it did have a washer under it, the other one, so I'm going to reuse that here. I'm just going to get this bolt started. We'll come around to the other side and hopefully we can get this one started fairly easy. So my block of wood method did work out good. Never seen anybody do that, but 10 out of 10 would recommend. And before the next step, I'm gonna go ahead and jack the bike back up a little bit and get my wood out from under it. And I'm gonna put it back at the approximate ride height. All right, so now that we've got the front motor mount replaced with the adjustable one, now we got to adjust it. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get a new measurement. I'm gonna start on this side. I'm gonna get my transfer measurement device here. I'm gonna get it set for this side, see how close we are, and then we'll get to the adjustment point. One thing to keep in mind is as you adjust this, both sides will change. So as you tighten the jack shaft and pull that engine up to the right, which is the way we need to go, it actually will lower the right hand side and raise the left. So it changes measurements on both sides. So as we are doing this, I'll be resetting this measurement tool every time just to make sure that they're the same on both sides. Again, the measurement doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the measurement is. It just matters that they're exactly the same. The bike does need to be vertical. So again, we're going across the backbone of the bike here, and we do have an angle finder, and we're just going to verify that it is still sitting vertical. Don't forget that if you're doing this at home. Now we'll get our alignment on the first side and get that locked down. So it goes in and out, doesn't move. And it is still out of alignment, and it did not magically fix itself. I'm just gonna go about 2 full rounds and then take another measurement and see where we're at. Again, every time it changes both sides. So you can see that one got closer. And 2 rounds is basically enough. Slides in and out good. So now our measurement is right. It don't move either side. We actually have the bike aligned as far as the swing arm now. And we know that, so I can go ahead and lock the jam nuts down. I'm gonna go ahead and take one last measurement on this and verify that after everything's tightened and how we're gonna leave it, that it is actually still 100% in line. Then we're gonna get the bike put back together, take it for a test drive, and hopefully, you know, my stability issues are gone. As y'all probably have already started putting in the comments, I do need a back tire, and I'm aware of that, and I'm gonna take that in and get that done as well. I just, this saga of the stability issues, you know, has been going on, and this is the 3rd video now, and I didn't want to take it in and get a tire put on in the middle of this because then that's just another variable. You know, I wanted to keep the bike the same. That way I can recreate the issues, make adjustments, and know exactly what's making the changes on the bike as we're doing this video series. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. And one thing that we forgot to mention earlier on is in the first video, we put a stabilizer in there that didn't really do anything, or it didn't seem to help any. And I think what we were doing was we were actually locking everything down in the wrong place. I mean, I do believe it had to have helped with some stability. kind of lock it down, lock it in place. It's another place for everything to be aligned and just be more rigid. But I think what we did when installing that is we just locked it down in the wrong position. So we're going to do some testing with it like it is now and in line. And if we do have their issue resolved, I don't think that bracket could have hurt anything, so I may put it back on. But for the next testing and see if our issues are resolved, that will not be on there, and we'll update, if this fixes it, of course, and if that other bracket goes back on the bike, and we'll keep everybody in the loop. You do need to double check your belt deflection after doing this, because making these alignment changes will change your belt deflection. So hopefully you can tell from the video that it appears that this alignment change, or actually getting the alignment correct, has totally fixed our instability issues. But if this hadn't have got it fixed, we were going to move on to the swing arm bushings and check those out, maybe even put some stiffer ones in. And then the front neck bearing, it being loose, could also cause this issue. We may end up coming back and visiting that just to verify that our neck bearing is within spec, this being a new bike and everything. But as far as the instability and the problems that I was having, they appear to be, fully corrected. I'm going to get some more miles on the bike. We'll come back and re-update y'all on that. After I get a few more miles, we'll probably put that stabilizer bar back on, that aftermarket one, just to see if we can tell any difference with that or not. But we're going to continue playing around with it, and we'll update periodically of what we've done. But the important thing is that I feel comfortable on the bike now. In doing all of this, we've decided that we are going to start carrying the adjustable engine mount and also the tool to check this with. So we are making some changes to the measurement tool as well, to make it a little bit more versatile and more suited for the Harley Davidson and checking the measurements on those. So check our website. We'll have those out in a couple of weeks. So if you have any questions or comments, or want to provide some more input, share your experiences, leave us a comment below. We do check all of those. Like, subscribe, and y'all ride safe out there.